Hey everybody, it's Emily here and I am back for my second video. You guys, I didn't quit after 1 week. What? I'm kind of proud of myself for that. So, today's video is all about the brows. Obviously, I already have my brows done now, so I'm making this intro video thing after I've done my brows, but this video is all about brows. So, stick around and learn a thing or two, maybe, about brow how to. We should call this a brow to video. It's happening. Alrighty, so stick around and I will teach you how to do your brows. Okay, so before I start this video, I have two disclosures to make for you. One, I have a nasty cold that's going to be bothering me for the next couple of weeks, so I'm sure my next couple of videos are going to sound like this, so I apologize for that. And two, I'm actually in the middle of a move right now, and my flat iron is packed, and for the life of me, I cannot find it, so this is the hair you're going to have in this video, which, I mean, isn't terrible, but come on, you can kind of tell I just woke up. So, with that being said, let me take you to brows. So rule one of any good brow always starts with a good groomed brow, a well-groomed brow, I guess. Let's get some proper grammar up in her. So, and I just said up in her, up in here, which probably isn't proper grammar either. Anyways, good brows always start with a well-groomed brow. And I'm just going to do one brow on camera and then I'll do the other brow off camera to save video time. So what I do is I'll brush all of the brows straight up. And then you can see the brows, any brows that are still kind of hanging out below your desired arch. Those are the brow. Seriously, guys. This nose is killing me today. Those are the brows that you're going to pluck. I have to pull my mirror in because I'm blind. So if you can see it in the camera, I'm sorry. I like to kind of like pull the skin tight a little bit because when you do that, it's a lot less painful to like pull out the hairs. So I just kind of pull the skin wherever I'm plucking. Now, be very careful when you are plucking your brows because some hairs, this is why I keep constantly brushing them up, some hairs are longer than you think, and so it might stick out down here, but if you pluck it, it's like actually covering a scar or like a patch of skin in here. So just be really careful with the, oh, I just dropped my pencil. Just be really careful with the brows that you choose to pluck, because if you pluck one that was actually like part of your brow, you'll have a nice little patch that you get to cover up for the next few weeks until that brow goes back. So that's why I really like to brush them up. It helps a little bit, but sometimes I still mess up, but it does help. Okay, so once you have all of your underneath brows done, you're going to brush all of the hair down and do the same thing. And it's pretty easy to see on any brow, bushy or thin, where the actual brow starts and where the kind of outlying brows are. You can just see where they all like line up. Let me try to like zoom in on this. So you see where all those brows just kind of like line up in a line versus all of these like outlying brows. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I'm using my phone as my camera right now until I get a better camera. So you might not be able to see that, but I can see it, and I'm sure if you go into your mirror, you can see it. So just brush the brows down, and whatever is not in that nice little line, pluck it out. Okay, so the unibrow is another part. A lot of us get hairs there, but we don't even realize it. So I kind of just put the flat side. This is just me. This is just Emily-isms. I kind of just put the flat side. You guys like my little like... My skin is so bad lately. I think it's this move just like stressing me out. But it's okay. So I kind of just put the flat side of the tweezers like on the flesh part of my skin, and I kind of just go in and attack them. They're really thin hairs there, but like really light hairs for me. But I still like to pull them out. Sometimes I can't see them, so I feel like I'm plucking nothing, but I can feel them coming off my face, so I know I'm getting something. I'm going to do this brow off camera now, and then I'll be right back and we will trim our brows, and then we'll actually get to the makeup part of brow. So what I'm doing is I'm just brushing my brows up. I'm going back to that spoolie that I had, and I'm just brushing my brows up, like straight up. And you can see already that there's some little like ends that stick up. And so I just grab some scissors. These are just like cosmetic scissors. You can get them at like Walmart or Target or anywhere. So I take them and I kind of hold them like steady with both hands, and I just trim those brow hairs. Okay, once my brows are groomed, I kind of just like brush them up into place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my full face of makeup off camera so that this video is not super long. And then when I come back, we will do our brow, okay? So let's go there. Okay, so I have all of my makeup done now except for my brows and my mascara. I do my mascara in the end just because it's like the final step. So let me show you what I actually do to my brows to make them kind of stand out, but in a subtle way. So what I do for my brows, this is just, so I know most of you know, some of you may not, I was working with a makeup company earlier. I just barely finished that end of my journey and started this YouTube journey, so I'm still using a lot of the old makeup products that I was using. So this is one of the brow liners from Unique, my previous company. I know a lot of companies make brow liners like this that have the liner on one side and the brow brush on the other. For more examples like this, just check the description box and I will show you where you can find some other pencils like this. Anywho, I just do one line on the bottom of, and I don't like color like a line, you know, I don't want that on my face. I just kind of do like tick marks, I guess, kind of like just kind of sketching the brow line, if you will. And I do that all along the bottom of my brow and down the tail a little bit. I'll do the tail in a minute, but I kind of just pull that down the tail a little bit just to help with the blending. Then I do the same on the top. So I'm just following the top line after we've groomed it out a little bit. Just following that, going down. And again, I'm not going down the full tail yet. So if you see, it shouldn't be blatantly obvious, but you should see a line on the bottom and a line on the top. The next step is to blend that. So that's where the spoolie comes in handy, and I just blend that bottom line up. Be careful when you do this. I do this a lot of times. I'll get into like a rhythm of blending, and then I put the spoolie too far down, and I actually get like the brow makeup on my eyelid. So that's kind of an unfortunate situation, which is really why I do my brows before I do anything else, because I do that a lot. So that's just something to look out for when doing your brows. So blend that top line up until it's almost non-existent, and then blend the bottom line down till it's, again, almost non-existent. You want it to be there still because it's kind of what creates that line, that cohesive kind of fluid movement. So just kind of keep lines in mind. Don't blend them completely away, but you don't want them to be like Sharpie lines on your face. So once you've kind of blended them, you can see that there are still some patches in my eyebrow that I have to take care of. That's where I go in, and with a very light hand, I just kind of fill those in. Again, using that hair-like motion. So I just fill the direction that the hair is moving. That's the direction that my pencil moves. You can see it on your own face. Some people's brows go up, some go down. You can see it when you're filling this in. Grab a spoolie, blend. So now we have a really solid middle of our brow, but the tail and the front need to be worked on. So for the front, you want just a very delicate light hand because brows typically taper in a little bit. So like you can see right here on my brow where there's not a lot of hairs versus right there where there's a lot of hairs. We want to keep it that way if you're going for the more natural but still glammed up look. So I'm going to do one line right there and just blend it up. And that helps to continue the shape. So if you want to add to that, or if maybe you don't have any of those brows and you kind of want them, just take your pencil vertical. That is vertical, right? Yes. Vertical, and just kind of draw in those brows. Again, very light hand. So now that the front of our brows is done, let's just finish out the tail. And so I kind of started a line there and there. I'm just going to connect them towards the tail. Then blend. It's so important to blend. Because if you don't, you can totally tell where you've placed the makeup. And that is how I've been doing my brows lately. It looks done. You can totally see the difference from here to here. Totally. But it's not overdone. So I'm going to finish this brow and my mascara off camera, and then I'll be right back to close it out, okay? Okay, so there is the finished look, brows, mascara, everything. It kind of just pulls it all together. Thank you guys for sticking with it. I hope these tips helped you. If you happen to try these tips out and you like them, let me know in the comments below. And if you really like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for next week's video. Thank you, thank you. I will see you guys next week. Ciao!